Can you hear that? Can you hear it? Listen, listen, listen. Nothing. Nothing at all. Wow, isn't that amazing? It's raining outside, and my door is open. It's open. And listen, you hear nothing. Nothing. Now, I'm gonna show you how I did it. Let's improve your VTuber audio and video for streaming and recording. Alright, now, I'm hoping your computer can handle this because my little guy is a bit of a beast. Him's a little hefty boy. Not to brag or anything, but it is so little and it's so powerful for how little it is. Just like me. Yeah, so small. So little. Okay, but enough about that. Let's show you how you can make all these cool upgrades. Okay, I want to show you how to improve your VTuber audio and video. This has been vexing me all week. I've been trying to send video editors all these takes that I've been filming in VTube Studio and whatnot with OBS. And you know what? You know what? They keep telling me I'm giving them shit. Once your microphone is set up, you want to go to filters. And the first one you want to do, now it's important you do this in order. You push the plus button and you put noise suppression. That should be first, number 1, right here. And it's just got 2 options for me because I don't have an NVIDIA graphics card. I'm AMD all the way, homeboy. PC Master Race. Ouch, my kitten's biting me. Okay, next you want to do the 3-band equalizer. This one's important for you to have some sort of earbuds in your ears. I just did recording tests. I would hit record and then I'd listen to it and then I'd hit record and then I listen to it and I figured out for my voice this is pretty good. I don't really want to bump up my low, but I don't really want to take it away because it's just kind of part of who I am. I've got a little bit of that deeper timbre. But I dropped the mid a little and I bumped the high up a tiny bit. And it sounded really nice. Then expander. This is great if you're like me and you have a very small voice, very quiet voice. Oh dear, my cat is getting into stuff. My cat's getting into stuff.
A few moments later.
Now I'm really stupid with tech and I've been researching the heck out of this and I just finally found settings that kind of work. So I'm just gonna tell you what I did. Yeah. So next is expander. Great for people who kind of whisper. I am not a loud person. I am like 5'2" and I have a very small voice chamber. And I've sung on stage a few times. My voice was so quiet you couldn't hear me. Yes, many a failure has followed in the path of the very small alien. So expander. This makes your voice a little bit louder. I guess I should say it normalizes your voice. So instead of it dropping really quiet or getting super loud, you want the expander to keep the drop from dropping too far. Bump the ratio up a little and drop the threshold down and then slowly bring it up until it's picking up only your voice but not anything else. Hence, you can't hear the rain or my cat running around. And then I dropped the attack to 1. I don't know what that does at all, but it did a thing. And then I bumped this up to 99. And that seemed to work well. And then for compressor, this is more for loud people. Honestly, I don't think I need it at all because I just don't have it in me to yell. I should probably get it in me to yell because sometimes people need to be told what's up, especially if they don't see you down here. Anyway, this is more for loud people, and the threshold for this, instead of dropping it to 0, you actually bring it up to the top, and then you yell and bring it down until these things, these things over here, you want the expander and the compressor to both keep your voice like in this mid-yellow range. You don't want to hit the red, but you don't want to be down in the green because then you're liable to be too quiet and trying to boost audio is a pain in the bungus. So yeah. Try and make sure your audio is hitting that mid-yellow bit. That seems to be doing good. Real good in the neighborhood. So yeah, You have to add each one of these individually and then close. And then you're done. And then you have good audio. And that's like a game changer. Okay. By the way, if you like this slime on my head, I'm selling him on my Etsy shop. I did the art, and my Isekai Studios best buddy, Bepping Chan, she did the rigging, and it wiggles, and it jiggles, and everybody likes to wiggle and jiggle, so you can support my studio. We're just like 3 people right now, but we're all very nice, I promise. We're very nice. So yeah, that's available if you want a slime on your head or anywhere, really. He could sit on your booba. He could sit on your booba. He could. Now that we've got our audio set up, I want to walk you through getting your VTuber set up. As you can see, my VTuber is gone, but that's okay. We're gonna get her back up and running together. So, the first thing you're gonna want to do is open up VTube Studio, come to this little character, and find your little bean. I have already got mine selected. Wah! And now I'm back in this spot. I have her over here so that I don't get the watermark when I turn on the recording. But you could also just buy VTube Studio and get rid of that watermark. But if your dial goes away, just double click anywhere and it'll come back. So it goes away, double click, come back. Yep. Go into settings. So what we're gonna need to do, so if you have a regular webcam, you would choose that here, set it all up. You wanna, clickety, make sure the resolution's the same resolution as you're working with. Make sure your frames per second are good. I don't know what this stuff means, so I guess I'll choose this one. I don't have a webcam. And if you did, you'd click web camera on right here and it would connect. But we are gonna connect the wonderful and amazing Vbridger. Now to do this, the most important thing for you to do to get good quality is to have your actual application settings to 60 frames per second and set to 1080p. 1080p by 1920. And then you click set resolution and it'll rearrange your screen, which is fine. I like mine to be slightly down so I can get to these toggles easily. I hate it when it's full screen and it doesn't let you do these. So that's my prerogative. You shouldn't need to configure it because we have it set. So make sure it's reflected in your OBS settings. And that's what we're going to talk about real quick too. So for video settings, I would say the lowest you want right now is 1080p. Anything lower than 1080p and you're going to get crunchy edges. So go into settings, go into output. Now for streaming, if you're on Twitch, you can't go over 8K, but for YouTube you can go a little higher. So I've got mine set to 8,500 and I have my bitrate set to variable bitrate, VBR. And so that will change the bitrate depending on my internet connection speed. Right now my internet's really strong, but I'm moving in a few weeks and who knows? Now I turned up my CRF to 50 and the keyframe intervals you want to have set at 2. And then I've got everything set to super fast, super high, best, apply. Yay. And now recording, I have it on standard and I can't change it right now because I am recording, but I don't stream in MP4, but recording in MP4 seems pretty good for me personally because my computer doesn't tend to crash and I don't have a lot of power outages. If you do have a crashy computer or get power outages, you definitely want to switch that away from MP4 and MAV and back into the the default right there. Now I have rescale disabled because I have literally everything set to 1080p.
set this to 1080p, set this to 1080p, and this to 60 frames per second. It should all be matching. Should all be matching. I have this one recording set to constant bitrate, CBR, because I don't want any change in bitrate speeds, and I have this at a hefty 21,000 kilobits per second, same 2-second interval, preset quality, and that's all it kind of gives you here. If you're using AMD, you might have a few other options. If you're using Intel stuff, then make sure your audio is set to your headphones and your microphone set to your microphone so you don't have any weird overlap. And one note is something I ran into is I went to advanced and messed around with things, and I had to actually completely delete and reinstall OBS because I messed something up. Don't change this. Keep the priority normal. It'll be fine. Don't change this. Yeah, the 8-bit made color format, I was like, what? I want higher color format. But if you change the color format, it will mess with your output and your actual color. So it'll not only look funny, but it'll most likely corrupt your recordings, which is an issue I had, which is why I had to completely revo uninstall and reinstall this. Literally while recording. But you gotta do what you gotta do to figure out what's good. So now that our resolution is set, Spout 2 config, we'll do this next. We are looking for the GitHub right here, Spout 2. So when you clicked on the link, it brought you here. Click on this. Now scroll past this, down, installation, release page. Then for OBS, we just hit the OBS install. And you can use the manual to install it in other things like Prism Live Studio, but I didn't like Prism Live Studio very much. Simply because the audio quality was not very good. Go to your downloads and clicky poo. Yup. Next. Agreed. Double check this. Make sure it's going into your OBS Studio file. If this doesn't say OBS Studio, you're gonna want to look for it. But we are golden here. We are golden there. We are finished. Boop. So to connect to Vbridger, you gotta use your IP address and then come into Vbridger. You're gonna need to have an input. And I recommend an iPhone or an iPad. I'm using an iPad. VTube Studio on the iPad did not work well for me. Neither did Meowface. So I'm actually using FaceMotion 3D, and you do not need to buy anything. This is free. If it prompts you to buy something, ignore it. It's lying to you. You don't need to buy anything. And you're gonna need to go into your settings for your iPad/iPhone and make sure the IP address is matching. It took me a while to figure out which IP address it needed because my iPad was picking up 2, but I found the right one, and then you click connect to iPhone and we're golden. Look how beautiful this is. Now I do still get a little bit of shaking, and I'm not entirely sure what that's from. It might be the recording software, the tracking on my iPad, but it doesn't seem to translate over to my VTuber. But I also feel like the movement on this model is better than my VTuber, other than the weird shaking. So I'm not sure what's going on. We'll find out. I am on a mission to find out. But it's as easy as connecting to your VTube Studio via this button, and boop, we are moving around, moving and grooving. See? Yeah. Alright, so OBS is restarted and it's the moment of truth. Spout to capture. Oh yeah. Here it is. Oh yeah. So this should all be okay, except opaque means you will pick up the background. I don't want to pick up the background. So I'm gonna change that to default.
Ta-da!
Okay, now let me just go ahead and push C2 to put my other outfit on. Yeah, and let's scooch it on over. Now, this thing, this little watermark that you can pay to get rid of. I'm just a little low on commissions lately. I'll buy it soon. I will. It took me forever to figure this out though. To crop, you want to go in to, where is it? Filters. Filters right here. Add, crop pad. I was clicking so many buttons because I used to use a different recording software on my old computer and it was a lot more intuitive to crop. But here we are, and you have to like manually do it. So we're coming in from the left. Let's go in 200. Not enough. 300. Oh, we gotta wait for the bean to come back. Gotta wait for the bean to come back. See if it shows up. It shows up. 400. That should do it. That doesn't do it. Well, I oughta. Oh, by the way, if you're hearing weird stuff, my kitten's in my lap and he is just woken up and he's rowdy. He's rowdy. That looks perfect though. We are good. We are golden. And if you're going to be doing a what's it called? Like a just chatting, or if you're making a talking head video, yeah, you could grab this boy and just make it bigger, or you could come down in here and make it bigger. Either of those things work, but I recommend getting another capture and putting it over there. So we can duplicate this capture. This one I don't want to be screen recording. This one will be just chatting. And so I don't want this. Gonna unlock that. Going to delete that. Yeah. Now we need a second spout, right? But if you just click add spout, spout 2, and turn that to default, will it work? Will it work? Oh yeah, it works. This is why spout is so helpful, because without it, you wouldn't be able to do this super easily. You'd have to have one be like your game capture and one be your desktop capture and one be, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. But with spout, it's easy. And now you have cute close up and your full body, so you can show off that beautiful rig. Yeah. But I think that is everything. We have learned how to have better audio, and we have learned how to have better video and streams. And I hope you found this helpful, because I just really want to help you. So, yeah, thank you for joining. Thank you for coming aboard the mothership and hanging out. I hope you'll beam up soon. I miss you. Stay strange. Bye.